The three frontrunners for the Republican presidential nomination have taken to the stage in Iowa just days out from the first-in-the-nation vote for the nomination. Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley fought it out in a debate televised on CNN, while Donald Trump skipped the debate and has hosted his own town hall on Fox News. Sky News Washington correspondent Annalise Nielsen joins us live now with the rundown of the evening. Good evening to you, Annalise. So do we have a winner?
Well, look, it is just such an example of what we're dealing with in this election at the moment. The fact that you've got the three frontrunners not taking to the same stage. Right now, Donald Trump is still leading in all the polls. And so he skipped this latest debate, instead going to a Fox News event. On CNN, it was left to Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, who are both trailing well behind Donald Trump in all the polling, to duke it out. And there was a lot of animosity you could see on stage. This has already been a long campaign before the first vote has even been cast for the nomination for who will be the Republican nominee for president. It started off with both candidates going straight for each other's character, experience, and capacity to do the job.
You know, Nikki Haley is running. We don't need another mealy-mouthed politician who just tells you what she thinks you want to hear just to try to get your vote, then to get in office and to do her donors' bidding.
His campaign is exploding. You're going to see the fact that he has switched his policies multiple times, and we'll call that out tonight. But every time he lies, Drake University, don't turn this into a drinking game, because you will be overserved by the end of the night.
Meanwhile, Donald Trump over on Fox News was going through a few of his greatest hits, you could say, from what's been a very long campaign already. He's already going through a lot of the policies that he was touting from his last two runs for the White House. But one point that keeps coming up is about this comment he's made in a previous Fox News appearance, where he joked about being a dictator, saying he'd only do it for just one day. He was again offered the opportunity to clarify that and continued to make a joke of it.
This is just a political ploy. Trump is a dictator. He wants to be a dictator. You know, it's interesting. I did a show, Sean Hannity. Did you ever hear of him? He's a very nice man. And he said, essentially, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? Tell me. I think he was trying to give me a nicer question than maybe you guys would. He meant it very well. I said, I'm going to be a dictator for one day. We're going to do two things. The border, we're going to make it so tight you can't get in unless you come in legally. And the other is energy. We're going to drill, baby, drill. After that, I'm not going to be a dictator. After that, I'm not going to be a dictator.
Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis, particularly for an Iowa caucus debate, did spend a lot of time discussing foreign policy. There was quite an extensive discussion around support for Ukraine, which has been a topic where Nikki Haley has shown that she's willing to give more support than Ron DeSantis has. He's consistently said that they need to be spending more time focusing on the US southern border than Ukraine's border.
And people like Nikki Haley care more about Ukraine's border than she does about our own southern border, which is wrong.
Supporting Ukraine is 3.5% of our budget. I don't want cash going. It's equipment and it's ammunition. If we support Ukraine and Israel, that's only 5% of our defense budget.
So you're going to borrow that?
If we support Ukraine, Israel, and secure the border, that's less than 20% of Biden's green subsidies. You do not have to choose when it comes to national security.
Nikki Haley and Ron DeSantis are still going. This is a 2-hour debate, and this is just one of the events that's leading up to the Iowa caucuses, which will take place next Monday. After that, it's then on to New Hampshire, and this is where the rubber really hits the road. We're going to hear which candidates are going to be the ones that are resonating with voters, and this could be when the campaigns start to fail, as we've seen Chris Christie today pulling out of the race. The field is whittling down to just the final few already.
Yeah, a lot going on before the first caucus, as you mentioned, and a big year ahead. Thanks so much, Annalise.